some bunnies with a Baduka dunk.
Way downtown. Bang! Bang!
Mama, there goes that man.
Yo, welcome to A Tribe Called Swish. This your boy B Moore. The three-man weave is back in effect. J Money's in the building. Cam from Ohio, feeling 100% better. So J Money decided to join us. Because he's being bougie and all that good stuff. But as always, y'all, hey, like, subscribe, share. Don't be a hater your whole life, fellas. We back.
We back.
Yeah, we back.
And just in time for playoff basketball. Man, look, man, we're not even gonna wait. We're not gonna wait at all. First game of the night tonight. Give you some recent stuff. Boston and Philly series is tied 1-1. Philly won handedly, 111-97. Edgecombe had 30. Tyrese Maxey had 29. The carcass of Paul George dragged his body on the court, and he dropped 19. So it was just an all-out win for Philly. Is this a series now?
It is interesting, man. I would love to see Joel Embiid in the mix. That would make it really intriguing. But Andre Drummond is playing inspired ball, man, and I like what Philly's doing. Edgecombe showed you he was like a young D Wade out there, didn't he? He showed just flashes of just like everything. I think Philly is a live dog, but you just need this committed effort, top to bottom, for the rest of the way.
Yeah, I like Philly. I don't think they'll beat Boston though. That's my only thing. But I like the duo between Maxey and VJ. VJ does give me flashes of D Wade and a little bit of playoff Jimmy Butler back in his younger days because he's got that grit. His play style is slashing to the basket all the time. So I'm excited. Yeah, I like where the series is heading though.
Yeah, I like the fact that Maxey really kind of showed out tonight. Like that's what they needed. They didn't really get that in game one. And Boston I think Boston was they were overconfident in this game. I watched the majority of this game, and they were bad possession after bad possession. And it was just like, they were just like, Boston is the better team. It's clear, but Philly can make this interesting because Philly's just got younger talent and they have nothing to lose right now.
Yeah, I feel you. We're going to see.
A dangerous team is a team that has nothing to lose. I'll tell you that.
Very much so. And Philly is a good coach. Nick Nurse, I mean, people forget, quiet as kept, he's a championship coach. He's got just as many rings as Doc Rivers. So, All right. So, next game up, Blazers and Spurs about to go into the fourth quarter. Spurs are up, but Wemby is out. He's in concussion protocol. But his boys are still putting up. His boys are still doing their thing. Hey, Champagnie is going to get paid whenever his contract is up. I told y'all from the beginning of the season, I was like, look, Wemby and nobody will get him paid because people just keep forgetting about him. He just gonna sit there and hit wide open threes. And so he don't have to drive. Listen, he's no Klay Thompson, but I'm telling you that he take 2 dribbles and shoot because he's always open. He is always open. But yeah, the Spurs are looking good, man.
See the brothers around the way be more. We call him Champagnie. Champagnie out there, you know what I mean? He cooking. But to your point, it's funny. We were looking at the MVP candidates and now their usage utilization between Luka and SGA and Jokic, etc. But I said it to say that when Wemby is out, the Spurs still find a way to win, and because they do have a good team, and I'm intrigued to see what they do. If they can manage to remedy this, and hopefully his concussion per se, if that's what it is, doesn't linger. Because to lose him for the series, Spurs might be in trouble. Spurs might be in trouble. You need him.
Definitely.
I think the Spurs will be all right. I mean, they'll miss that major defensive presence from Wemby because he's got relentless scoring, and that's always going to be an intimidating factor. But they still got Stephon Castle, who is a consistent player. He's a great two-way player. They got De'Aaron Fox. I mean, they got Champagnie in the corner, Devin Vassell. So they know, I know they'll need him to step up too. Right now, So Castle's got 16, Fox has got 13. Vassell, he's got 8, so he's 8 and 6 right now. So he'll be fine. So I think they'll be okay. I think they're a well coached team, and Coach Robinson, he's coach of the year candidate for a particular reason. So I think they'll be all right. They'll struggle and they'll hobble, but they'll be all right.
Yeah.
So has Scoot Henderson been playing like this all season? Because I've forgotten about him. Because I'm watching him play tonight, and I'm like, was I missing this? Because a few games, I think when I did watch the Blazers play, he was hurt, so I never really actually saw him this season. But I'm seeing, oh, this is the dude from high school who they were saying, you know, if Wemby wasn't in that draft, that he definitely was a clear #1 pick because, you know, I see it now. But I heard nothing about Scoot Henderson, and the commentator's like, yeah, he was doing this all season. I'm like, really? Because y'all said nothing about this guy.
Right.
Well, what's the guard's name that got traded to Boston from Portland?
Drew Holiday.
No, Simmons, Anthony Simmons.
Anthony Simons. Yeah. I think getting him out the way too definitely kind of cleared the way for Scooter to kind of do his thing because that backcourt was just crowded, even to the times of McCollum still being there. You know, it was just kind of like really crowded. So I'm glad that, to your point, he can kind of show what he can do because Scoot is talented, man. He's really physical too as a guard. But you know, we'll see. Don't let the Spurs go home. You know what I'm saying? Them LA Lakers. Let them get Luka back.
Yeah, I mean,
I jumped the gun.
Not to this Blazers team. I mean, I think this Blazers team is good. I think they're definitely a team that we probably gonna have to watch out for because I think Denny is for real. They got Robert Williams. You know, he's playing consistent ball. So this Blazers team isn't bad. I mean, just as it was with the Dame Blazers. They're gonna be 4 through 7 forever. You know, they're not going to really excel, but they're going to be a fun basketball team to watch.
Denny's tough. You're right. Denny is tough out there.
Denny balls, man. They balls. You know,
I just saw his bag work. I didn't know he had handles like that either.
Yeah,
he was hitting a whole bunch of tweens behind the back.
Yeah, like, he had to because all the guards got hurt, and so he had to. Like they had a rash. Like I think I was watching some like mid-February game, and like their starting backcourt was out, and so they're like, well, he's like, there you go, somebody can run the offense.
Oh my god!
All right, so Rockets at the Lake show tonight. Kevin Durant will be in the lineup. So that knee is well enough for him to go. Hey man. The Rockets didn't look good last time out. Amen. Şengün, Reed, Shepherd all shot 30% from the field. I mean, LeBron only had 19. He had a balanced game, but they let Luke Kennard get 27. So this Rockets team, man, like we've talked about this team all season. Like we don't know what to make of this team because they're not dominant with Kevin Durant. It's crazy that they're just competitive with him. So, and we don't know how good he's going to be tonight. But they're going to need everything from him just to be in this game. So, do y'all see anything different? Like, what are y'all seeing in this series right now?
J Money, what you got?
Yeah, I feel like the Rockets are going to be a first round exit. Mainly because it's a point guard heavy league. It's always going to be a point guard heavy league. Amen Thompson's great, but he's not like he doesn't play like a point guard kind of. I mean, he gets point guard stats, but he's not what they need, especially if you don't have a jump shot. I think Reed Shepherd is the perfect guy that adds a little bit more of a shooting ability for that team because even though he shot 50% last week, but he hit some really good shots though. Like I think he just needs to develop more and get more playing time because he adds extra to that and he takes a little bit extra pressure off of KD. But I think this series, though, I think it's going to be a sweep or a Game 5 exit. To be honest with you,
Uncle Shay, Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. You know what, J Money? But you know, I agree with you, man. The fact that they're missing Fred VanVleet is everything. You know, I think Shepard's doing his thing and Thompson's trying his best, but these guys just aren't necessarily it, especially for this particular stage. And I think the Lakers were truly gifted with this matchup, man, because, you know, even with them healthy with Durant, this still would have been a winnable matchup for the Lakers. And I think it works out in their favor. So hopefully, man, to your point, they keep winning. Let it even go 7. Gives Luka time for that second round matchup. But I definitely think the Lakers will beat them. And, you know, and KD, his legend is just something else. You know, you go to Houston and you lose first round. It's tough. I don't know.
So the question is going to be for this game is, can you expect Marcus Smart to get 15, DeAndre Ayton to get 19, and Rui to get 14? I mean, we know Luke Kennard is not going to get 27. That's just reasonable. Just we're
never know.
But that's a full supporting cast.
Yeah.
So if that cast doesn't show up, does LeBron is this going to be the game? This is going to be the one game this year LeBron's going to turn back the clock and be like, okay, because he only has one game of turn back the clock per series. So this, dude, he's 48 years old. Come on. I mean, we're not hating on LeBron. We just know this. He's old, and he normally has one, maybe 1.5 games of turning back the clock where he looks like, okay, prime LeBron. Mm-hmm. If those numbers come drastically down, he's gonna have to be prime LeBron to get this team at least to win tonight.
Can I go first, Kev? Can I go first?
Sure.
I think if Luka was playing, I don't think DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard would get those numbers.
Oh, of course not. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I think yes, they will have those chances. These guys, the supporting cast, will have high numbers until Luka comes back. Mainly because when I was watching that game last week or a couple of days ago, the Lakers started off hot. They were perfect from the field. I think they were 7 of 7 until a missed 3 by Braun or something like that. But they looked good. They were in sync. They started off, from the jump ball, it was weird, but they looked good. Like, everyone knew their role, and they all took smart shots. I don't think I ever saw a dumb shot unless it was about to be a shot clock violation. Like, they played good defense. They played good rotations and everything like that. Braun did normally what Braun does. I think tonight he will turn back the clock just to kind of give a little bit more cushion for the team to get a break until game 3, which will probably be next week's game.
I'm with you on that. Be more. Hold on. Don't be too hasty. One every series. Come on, man. Come on. He's 41, not 48, and he's playing sensational. His ability to facilitate, his ability to post, his ability to create is just, that's what makes him the GOAT. You know what I mean? But I think you don't necessarily need him to give you 24 to 30. You don't necessarily need that. I think it's all about Rue knocking down the open jump shot, because those open looks are going to be there. I think Luke will knock him down if he's wide open, but Rue kind of worries me. And DeAndre is showing such good touch in the paint where I trust him. His stat line is his stat line. If I can get a double-double, I'll take it. But again, I just think this is a favorable matchup for the Lakers, and I just think they'll get it done.
Again, I'm not saying it's not a favorable matchup. I'm saying that we're expecting a lot from that supporting cast that really hasn't done that for the majority of the season. I understand it's playoff basketball and things change. Marcus Smart, also older, expecting him to be a physical defender and score 15. He hasn't really done that all season. Rui, his shot has not been consistent at all. So that's what I'm saying, that we're expecting that. I don't know. I think because they're home, they might be able to skate. I do not think role players' games does not travel. So game 3 might be a different story. Game 2, they might be able to squeeze that one, but I think you're taking that a little too lightly, saying that Rui and DeAndre Ayton are going to have big games. I mean, you're really going to trust DeAndre Ayton of this whole roster? To me, he's the least trusting person I would trust. Like, I would always bet against DeAndre Ayton, and I feel like I would win 90% of the time because he is not going to cover anything. So yeah, so I don't trust this supporting cast. I mean, luckily the Rockets can't shoot, so it might not, it might not be that bad for them. But I don't trust that squad. Like, you have way more faith in them than I do.
I think if the Lakers keep running that pick and roll defense or pick and roll offense like they were doing last week, where they got Ayton involved a lot earlier, I think they'll be okay, because Ayton, when he got the first 2 points for the Lakers run, that really got him going. So I think he'll be okay as long as they stick with that same strategy for the game 2 and 3. I think they'll be okay. They'll be perfectly fine. Luke Kennard, I mean, they all have playoff experience or championship experience. So I think I'm with Kev. We got to give him a little bit more, give him a little bit more faith because I think they'll be okay. They're not. Some of them guys are not champions for no reason. They got rings because they were involved. They know they got what it takes. They got that DNA in them. They'll be all right.
Talk to him, young fella. He ain't listening. Talk to him, young fella. He not listening. He not listening.
You know what I'm right. The group chat will go crazy. That's all I'm saying.
they just want to bash Brown, but it's okay.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. But I think I love like the ball has energy. And I feel like Ayton is playing inspired basketball. They're not asking him a lot. They're asking him for the occasional touch play, the occasional lob, be effective, have good energy, and I think he's really delivering. So I disagree with you, B more in terms of he hasn't necessarily been on for 82 games, but in this span of the last 30, I'm okay with DeAndre's effort because he's been there, and I feel like Smart. I'm not asking a lot. 15. That's almost 3 open jump shots and some free throws. You're not asking a lot. If he's gonna get the plays. If he's gonna get the minutes, I definitely feel like he's gonna do something. But don't forget, we might see Bronny tonight too.
That's why I'm rooting for the Lakers. I love
we
the
are
Rockets.
not doing that. We are not.
Bronny,
We are not.
Bronny.
So let's talk about some people that actually play. The Hawks Knicks. Look, me and J Money already had it out in the group chat about this.
Yes.
Few seconds left. CJ McCollum missed 2 free throws. Josh Hart gets the ball. I know Shay's cousin, what's his name? He used to play in Minnesota. He was on Jalen Brunson.
Walker.
Yeah, Alexander Walker. Yeah. He was on Jalen Brunson on the wing. They had a timeout. No, I am not letting Mikal Bridges take a shot in the playoffs. You've got the clutch player of the league from last year. You got the person who just hit a 3-pointer to put y'all down by 1. There is nobody else on that Knicks team that should nobody else in the fourth quarter really hit a shot for the Knicks. So before I get into my spiel, what do you guys think about this series? Because last night proved to me why the Knicks should win, but won't.
J Money, if I may.
Go for it.
And be
my numbers real quick. Go ahead.
Be more. Remind me, who's the head coach of the New York Knicks?
The esteemed Mike Brown.
Oh yeah, that's him. Masterpiece of minimalist. He's not going to do anything. Be more, and I think. Again, I don't think they're necessarily losing because of his leadership. I just want to kind of take a dig at J Money just because. Just hit him with a random. Why not? You know what I mean? But I feel like, it's interesting. Remember, we had a conversation about who would you rather have. And I said, I would rather have Halliburton over Brunson. And it's for moments like that, B more. I think his leadership, he's a really good player, but he's not that vocal leader that players, like some of his peers around him, they respect his game, but they're not looking for Jalen Brunson's energy, like vocally. That's just kind of not him. You know what I mean? And I think it rears its heads in certain moments. A different point guard in that moment, I don't think one of his peers, they dare not take that ball and go up the court like that. They dare not do that. They're going to let him decide who gets the ball. Either he takes a shot or he finds an open guy. And Mikal, I respect his confidence, but it just wasn't it. I wasn't looking for him to take the shot either.
All right. So I wasn't expecting Mikal to take the shot either. However, though, they had like 2 seconds left because it was enough for Josh Hart to get a rebound. Mm-hmm. And then outlet pass to Mikal Bridges. Right. Down the stretch, though, Jalen Brunson missed like 3 clutch shots. Like he missed 3 crucial shots to actually get them out of this situation. Mm-hmm. It is literally just by the grace of God that CJ McCollum missed 2 free throws, by the way. And he's only, a 76% free throw shooter, though. So it's not even that surprising, but it was surprising in this clutch moment, though. I would have rather had Josh Hart take that shot because Jalen Brunson on that outlet pass, on that fast break, also wasn't anywhere near that area, near on the half of the court. So I'd rather have Josh Hart take a shot or Mikal Bridges, or just based off who was there at the time, or Mikal Bridges. Now, I don't think he should have called the timeout. I think he wanted to play it out because it was a pretty quick outlet. They would be perfectly fine. I think he could live with that outcome. I don't think adjustments was their downfall during that game. I think it was just lack of ball control, terrible shot selection, and Brunson not leading. He dribbling too much, and then I think they were both almost shot clock violations. So I think they just have to be smarter with how they operate and with their gameplay, because everybody has to touch the ball. That's how they've been playing all year, and I know it's a bit of an adjustment for Cat, but everybody has to touch the ball, and I don't think Brunson should have been that guy to take that last shot yesterday.
So let me tell you fourth quarter scoring for the Knicks.
Yeah.
There was a person who had 2 points. There was a person who had 3 points. And there was a person who had 10 points. Now you tell me blindly, out of those 3 players who scored, only 3 players in the whole quarter for that team scored. That's a problem in itself. But besides that, out of those 3 players, who do you think should take the shot? The player with 3 points, who's 1 for 2, the player with 10 points, or the player with 2 points?
Well, what was the shooting percentage for the person who had 10 points?
Oh, they all shot terrible. So the one was 3 for 8, and the other one was 1 for 4.
Good Lord. Give me the one that was 1 for 2.
So you'll pick OG Anunoby to score. So look, this fourth quarter had plenty of problems. The team itself shot 22%, 23%, which is terrible, right? That's why the Hawks ran them down. Cat only shot the ball twice. He played 8 minutes, 2 shots.
In the fourth?
He was balling in the fourth. He played 8 minutes in the fourth, took 2 shots, didn't even get a rebound. Yes, 2 shots, of course. One of them was a 3-pointer. Didn't even get a rebound in the fourth quarter. Mikal Bridges went 0 for 3. Josh Hart 0 for 1. Jordan Clarkson was 1 for 4. The team shot terrible. Jalen Brunson was 3 for 8, 2 for 4 from three-point line. The team shot terrible. Absolutely abysmal. But there's still, with that, I'm still trusting, if the team is shooting terrible, I'm still gonna give to the person who I feel like can get a good shot. They had a timeout left. Listen, I know Mike Brown isn't a good strategist. I'm not saying he would have drawn up something magical. What I'm saying is that a pick and roll, something to free up Jalen Brunson, I would have trusted. If look, they're not shooting well, and your true number 2 person has decided to just play Bruce Wayne and vanish. Like, how are you 6'10" in the playoffs and don't grab 1 rebound? 1. Like, you should be accidentally a ball come to you. Yo, Jose Alvarado even had a rebound, and he's like 5'4". Like, come on.
Come on, man. So, is this a coaching issue or is this a player issue? Because it's not like a player issue.
This is a Knicks issue. This is the reason why they can't.
Nah. You can't say, it's a Knicks issue. No. Is it a coaching issue or is it a player issue? Dude, you can have the best coach in the world. You could have Pat Riley himself as the Knicks head coach with the amazing game plan. But if you got a player that has no rebounds in the fourth quarter, is that a coaching issue or is it a player issue?
I'll pass off to you, Kev, next. I'm going to say coaching because you have talent. You have talent. So if you have talent, and we've established that this team has talent, Jalen Brunson's going to be all-NBA. Cat will probably be all-NBA also. So you have 2 all-NBA players. So they have established talent. So if there's talent, then that means that the person who's in charge of the talent isn't doing what he needs to do with them. That's how I'm seeing it. What about you, Kev?
I totally agree, B more. You know, it's kind of like imagine Jalen Brunson with Josh Hart's personality. You know, it'd be such a dynamic with type of leadership you kind of need. And again, Jalen Brunson is a really good player, but I just think in certain moments he just needs to be more vocal. And you know, I just don't think that's him. Where and Mike Brown again, he's not the type of vocal coach that you know. I don't know. I think so. They do lack in leadership because at times they seem unorganized. It's just more so, hey, pass it to Jalen. If I can get him off a rub screen, then great. If not, I just kind of like live with the outcome. Maybe OG flashes and cat setups for the big three. I just think their cohesiveness as an offense is just kind of sketchy. And that goes back to be more the only threat to the Cleveland Cavaliers is the Boston Celtics. And don't let them go home. And don't let them go home.
We'll get to Cleveland later in the show. Lord. But no, but you know, we've talked about a lot about the Knicks, but the Hawks are the one who took the victory. I mean, Jalen Johnson, CJ McCollum, even though he missed those 2 free throws, he had 32 points. I mean, he woke up. So I mean, so the Hawks have really played them well. And for some reason, no matter what team this Hawks team rolls out on the floor, they play the Knicks tight in the playoffs. I don't understand it, but something seems to happen with these Atlanta teams.
Hey, you know who was the problem though? It was Trae Young. Trae Young was the problem in Atlanta. Ice Trae is now in Washington, still like on the couch. Like I said this today. I was talking with a couple coworkers about it. Trae Young, as much as he was a villain in New York, they weren't getting past second round, and I feel like this team and their shot selection, I think, was just phenomenal. All the shots were falling, and then Kuminga. I mean, Kuminga was he was doing. I didn't like your text though. I didn't like your message about Draymond. That was so unnecessary. You need to say all of that because Draymond is a Hall of Famer. And without Draymond, the Warriors don't have 4 rings. So stop playing with me. And stop playing with my boy Green. Jonathan Kuminga did good yesterday though. I was happy for him. I was happy to see him playing for a playoff heavy contending team. So that's amazing for him though. Mm-hmm. He had like 20 yesterday, right?
Yeah, something like that. 18 or 20, something like that. Yeah, he found his home, man. He found his home.
That Atlanta team, you know, they're crafty. You know, it's funny, man. When CJ had Jalen Brunson off the mismatch top of the key, was giving him, come here. Wow. Hezzy.
Yo, they were
beautiful basketball.
They were hunting.
Beautiful.
Hunting him.
Found the matchup, and again, it kind of goes back to he's great, man, but he's undersized. How rare is it that you see CJ punishing the opposing point guard? It just doesn't happen, man. So sometimes that size rears his head, but I just feel like the Knicks ain't it. J Money, Mike Brown isn't it. I'd rather have Eric Spoelstra.
I mean,
I'm not mad about that.
You act like Eric was a bum.
I'm just saying, man. Give me the videographer.
He said Eric Spoelstra. I thought you was gonna say like Dan Quinn or Billy Donovan. That would have been made much more sense.
I ain't gonna say Doc Rivers.
All right, we're gonna move on. T-Wolves and Nuggets. T-Wolves tied up the series. After game 1, I wasn't sure if they had it in them, but you know they did. Jaden McDaniels after the game pretty much said the Nuggets can't play defense, and he's not entirely wrong because they can't. But luckily for them, they have the best player in the world still on their team. So can't have it all. So this series is gonna be interesting. T-Wolves and Nuggets is always cinema, so Ant's gonna always have a big game, but I don't think they could pull it off because I think the Nuggets just have too much. But what do y'all see in this series?
You know what? I still like the Nuggets. I hear you, Ant. I hear McDaniels. I get all that, but I think the Nuggets in the end will kind of like wear them down. I think I like the Timberwolves, but I still feel like I don't really trust Randall to an extent. I feel like he'll let me down. I feel like Denver, when you think about it, to your point, is that even if they're bad on defense, just by committee, Aaron Gordon can give you splashes of good defense. Bruce Brown give you splashes of good defense. So they have some good on-ball defenders. I just think their championship experience is going to be too much, and I like Jokic to kind of probably average a triple-double for the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I know the Nuggets are always a good team. I'm an underdog person, like I'm gonna go for the Wolves, but I think if it goes, the Wolves have to find a way to knock them out early in this series.
Mhm.
Like they have to start, having big leads and keeping them. Yes, no, they're not a good defensive team, but they have a high offensive power team. Like they're way too good to not. They have way too much offensive power to be like, yeah, like we'll get blown out by we don't have to worry about defense. So I think McDaniels is right, but I think also Kev said, championship experience is going to come into play every single time. But if it goes into a game 7, which I don't see that happening,
right?
I think the Nuggets might have to lock in and dig deep because I think Minnesota could sneak away with this if it goes on any longer.
And the thing, and that game last night I was watching it was a weird game because in the second quarter, the Nuggets got like 4 straight 4-point plays. It was the weirdest game that I can remember. It was just a weird how it was moving. So yeah, I mean I think it's going 6. I just don't think the T-Wolves have it. I just don't think they have enough. And again, we've talked about this team pretty much the whole season. It's just that they're a good team, but it's like you go up against Denver. I mean, you really expect Rudy to drop another 16, 17 points a game?
No.
You're asking for a lot. And the T-Wolves have shot they've been shooting terrible, doo-doo. So
all season.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, go ahead.
My only expectation for Rudy Gobert, I don't want him to drop a lot of points. I really need him to be a multi-time defensive player of the year. Really just get more blocks and rebounds. That's really all I would ask, because if you're going to be in the paint with Jokic, you really need to make your presence known. And I feel like sometimes Rudy gets too soft to where Jokic makes it look like he's playing on a monkey bar. So it's kind of crazy. And I think they need another heavy center for the Wolves, and the Wolves need another point guard to help them get that extra push. Because I think this match would be looking a whole lot different versus lopsided for the Wolves.
Yeah,
I feel you on that, but it's a tall task asking Rudy to slow down Jokic. You know what I mean? That's a tall task. Shit. You know what I mean? But it's funny. We've only really seen, Dwight Howard bubble defense kind of to be the blueprint to really slow him down and frustrate him. You got to have the size. You got to bang on his body. You got to really talk to him. And most guys don't really have that type of personality for Jokic. They may have the size like a Rudy, but he didn't have the temperament. He's not really trying to bang either. You know what I mean? So it's kind of that's why at times Draymond can have some success, though he's undersized. You got to have the right temperament for Jokic, and I just don't think Rudy is it. You know what I mean? But let's just get on with it. Go get Ja Morant in the offseason and run it back next year.
Hey,
need some fresh air.
Not many people have the temperament to deal with Jokic, to talk to Jokic. You've seen his brothers, right?
Right.
Yeah. Y'all,
I'm not messing with them.
They're very polite when Joker's on the court. They're like, nobody don't want what the Twins they tried it and them brothers stood up in the stands.
Yes,
right. They was on their way.
I'm good.
yeah. So no, nobody want those problems. All right. So the Magic and the Pistons. Detroit's down a game to 0. Me and Kev talked about the Magic on the last show, and neither one of us were really impressed with them. And then they went on and blew the doors off my Hornets, and then won game 1 of the series. So now we have to pay attention to them. So look, man, I'm gonna be real. I did not watch this game because I figured that Detroit was going to win. The next thing I know, I look up and they did not. And I saw Cade balled out, and that was it. It was Cade Cade had 39, and swap meet J. Cole, Tobias Harris had like 12. And that was really all the scoring this team had. Are we underestimating the Magic? Can the Magic do this?
Ooh. No. J Money. You know, the funny thing is that Orlando team, man, they're sneaky good, right? And it's kind of like I'm watching a game. I think maybe when K might have had 25, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, K gonna need like the average 40 in this series for him to really kind of like win, because the offense sputters without him. You know, they almost struggle to kind of get a shot off inadvertently. You know, but I feel like where's Karis LeVert? You know, he's I don't see him kind of be that splash or being that type of energy that they need. I feel like Duren has kind of taken a step back. I don't like the body language for Detroit. If they lose, if they go down 0-2 be more, they might get swept. They might get swept, man. That's how bad it's kind of like look. But I feel like that Orlando team, they're tough. They got a lot of pieces, and I wouldn't want to play them either. I really wouldn't.
I'm going to say Orlando, they are a tough team, but they're not going to come away with this. And I say this mainly because of the inconsistency of Paolo Banchero. Like, he is one of their key factors of that team getting a win. And it showed out against that, oh my God, who did they play before the Hornets?
Philly,
yes. Yeah. Where he was too afraid to shoot. Yeah, he disappeared. It was crazy. I've never seen, I don't think I've seen him like visually. I don't watch a lot of Magic games, but I don't think I've ever, when I watched it, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, he was literally passing up open shots that he would take, mid-ranges, 3-pointers, like barely set any screens, like he was afraid to move the ball. It was crazy. Wow. So that's great that we see him show out against the Hornets and then do his thing with the Pistons, but I don't think it's going to be consistent. Playoffs is a game of consistency. If you continuously show up and do your job and drop 15, 20, 25, 30, whatever the case it may be, then your team is going to rally behind you and carry you to a win. But I don't think the Magic is going to come away with this. That defensive tenacity from Suggs and Wendell Carter is going to be super, super important. And Bane stepping up to the plate and knocking down those shots, I think they'll be fine. But Paolo is the main factor.
So there is a conspiracy theory on NBA Twitter, and they said that the Magic purposely blew that game against Philly because they didn't want to play Boston. They felt that Detroit was the better matchup for them because they had confidence they could beat the Hornets in a 1-game series. So, look, I am not one for conspiracy theories, but if you compare the way they played against Philly to the way they played against Charlotte and Detroit, I mean, I'm not saying it's true, but I mean, they may be onto something.
Yeah, logically, it makes sense. It makes sense, and I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I think, right? Sometimes it is strategy. You know, you got to change the trajectory to kind of get to where you want to go. But I'm not mad at it anymore. If they did that, you know, the number one rule, just don't get caught.
Right. Because J Money, what you're saying about passing up open shots and stuff, other people notice they're like, it was like, that's wild. Like, why are they playing like this? And then, I mean, because look, I think Boston's a terrible matchup for Orlando. I think that's easy 4 up, 4 down for them easily. You know, so I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. You know, so all right. So next up, let's give Kev his shine.
Yeah.
So, Raptors, Cavs. Listen. I mean, this is probably going to be a gentleman's sweep. I mean, the Raptors might take one, maybe if they're lucky, but this is not looking pleasant for the Raptors at all. They look overmatched. They just don't look good. James Harden is looking like James Harden out there. Donovan Mitchell balling out of control. I mean, Evan Mobley is even playing well. So, hey man, this could be 4, but I mean, it's the NBA, so I mean, it's probably gonna be 5 just to get that TV revenue.
Kev, this is your team. Go ahead, man.
Hey, B More. I just want to give a shout out to, Kevin Watkins Sr. He was wrong again as usual. You know what I mean? I told him that James Harden was the perfect piece for us. I said he's an exceptional passer, and we weren't going to miss Darius Garland. And right now, being up 2-0, I think definitely shows you the impact of James Harden. I love the fact that, not every possession has to go through him. He can take possessions off, and he can just watch Mitchell do his thing. And then Mitchell can just watch him do his thing. And I think you need that dynamic duo, and I love where we're headed. I think Toronto is definitely hurting without Emmanuel Quickley. His energy, his shooting is big. And not to have him for 2 consecutive games, you're not going to beat Cleveland without your starting point guard. I mean, you need him. And I love Scotty Barnes is playing inspired ball with some timely shooting, but it's not enough. And I think we'll steamroll them. Let's go and get past them. Sweep them, lick our rooms, let's rest a little bit, and we'll see somebody in the second round.
Yeah, I'm on board. I'm Team Cavs right now. It's looking. The Raptors might take one game. They'll take one game on their home court. They'll take one game, but yeah, from what I saw that's crazy. Brandon Ingram is non-existent. He was like 3 of 17 last game or something like that. And then Scotty Barnes messing with James Harden, which I don't know why he was thinking he could lock him up and antagonize him during the whole game. But yeah, man, Harden and Mitchell are the perfect 1-2 punch. So I'm all for it.
All right, man. Look at that. We got a Cavs segment and a Lakers segment. All right, you happy now? All right. Now, speaking of terrible series, this Suns Thunder series is going to be so bad. It is going to be so awful. It is going to be, bro. I watched the first half of that game 1, and I'm like, why are the Suns even here? Right? Like, why are we putting ourselves through this? I mean, can this series be over in 3? Because
mercy rule.
They have nothing for it's been a while since I've seen a series just overwhelming where you're just like, oh, y'all not even close. Like y'all on 2 separate paths right now. And look, and the Suns, to their credit, they were a decent team through the season, but this is the playoffs, and Oklahoma, the Thunder have decided, we're gonna start playing for real now, guys. We were kind of like hanging out, playing spades during the season, and just kind of happy-go-lucky, making sure everybody got their cardio in. We're gonna start playing basketball for real now, and it showed. Like this is a heavyweight against a featherweight, man.
Respectfully, I'd rather watch WNBA. Respectfully, I'd rather watch them, because that is just no interest. I think if you're an OKC fan, you just want to get through that series, no injuries, and get on to it, man, because they got no chance in beating them. And it's ugly to watch. It is ugly to watch.
I'm laughing at this series because Dylan Brooks said he was going to catch Shea on a 1-on-1. He said, let me. He said, yeah, I'm going to wait till I get him into a 1-on-1. Nigga, what do you mean?
Do what? To do what?
Do what? You going to put him in the blender? What are you talking about? This dude dribbles like a football player. Like, I don't understand.
Wow.
He don't want those problems. The Blazers are down by 1 with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm looking at Scoot Henderson.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks don't want those problems. I mean, the Suns don't want these problems. I mean, like you can see them. Man. You can see just the body language. Like they on the court, like, gosh. All right, guys, 1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Right, let's just get to it.
Like that's how they feel, man. So all right. With that said, we're gonna roll to our final topic. Not a basketball topic, but Yeah, and also we'll keep track of this game. Trailblazers are up by 1 right now, and Spurs just missed a shot, so 1.5 minutes left. But Diane Rossini and Mike Vrabel. So, look, respectfully to all families and everything like that, we hope everything works out. Probably won't, since there's infidelity in it. But now, hey, bro.
Why did you say it like that?
Hey, fam. So just as men and humans, right?
Yeah.
Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel aren't like celebrities, right? They are, you talk to someone casually, you're not gonna really know who these people are.
C-list.
For you to get photographed at a resort in Arizona,
yeah,
that should be your first hint that y'all are busted by your spouses, because that means they sent somebody. No fan is waiting for Mike Vrabel like, ooh, he's in Arizona resort. I can't wait to see. No, bro, that's not happening. You guys aren't that famous. As soon as she found out that there was somebody took a picture of them holding hands, she should have been like, "Hey, yo, the jig is up. She should have went to the Atlantic and say, look, we need to figure out how we can work this out. But to act like there were 4 other people with us and to tell, come on, man."
Not in that photo.
like what you're not seeing in the photo was the rest of our friends.
Right.
So I holding hands though. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. This game is getting too good right now.
Yeah, they did that. Trailblazers are up by 1, 30 seconds left.
This is
yeah,
I'm
man.
curious how this is gonna go. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. So what? So Cam, what are your thoughts? You're grown. You've been in these
Oh man. Wham.
Williams.
Yeah.
Now up 104, 101. 12 seconds left.
12 seconds left. Dang.
That was big.
Wow. I want to hold down Vrabel, man. He's a Buckeye.
Oh, no.
But I definitely think, the notoriety and the treatment of this is very, very different compared to Udoka with Boston Celtics and his drama. It's just it's been treated totally different. And I think there's a lot of similarities. And also I look at the Michigan coach and his situation. I hate to always put color associated to things, but I think that, to your point earlier, be more about the infidelity and things surrounding it. It's very, very messy. It's very, very messy, but it's just not receiving that same watchful eye and scrutiny I felt that Udoka faced with his time in Boston. So I don't know, Vrabel. It's interesting.
Are you talking about from the Vrabel side or from the Rossini side? Because I felt like Rossini's she's been getting that work. Vrabel was
right. Vrabel side.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Vrabel side. And I'm not gonna say it's a whole Patriot thing, but I'm just he's not getting a lot of notoriety surrounding that. But that's ironic.
Yeah, I don't speak too much on these type of things, but I will say it does look bad. And I mean, it looks worse now that a statement was put out and then that it didn't help that she stepped down. So like it makes it look 10 times worse. Let's just say hypothetically, it's not true and this is blown out of proportion. The resignation of Rossini still doesn't help the situation. And the world does not take kindly to, scandals, and especially the perspective that the women take the heavier toll of the scenarios. And so it ruins reputations and their opportunities and the characters. So, it's real bad. I don't like it. It's real bad.
And honestly, normally I would probably hesitate to talk about this, but there is a super clip of her talking about how terrible her marriage is, and it makes it like, okay, the signs were always there. And that makes it so weird. Like she even said like she would go on these work trips and she would barely talk to her husband. So it was just like, and she made a joke about it. And so it's I am just being a man. I'm sure if I saw my wife making these comments over the course of months and years, then yeah, when she go on a work trip, I might, and because he's rich, he's like the CFO of like Shake Shack. So
not her cheating on the Shake Shack fella. That's crazy.
So he got people. So he's like, let me just send somebody out just to see if she's really working or not. So yeah, so it's like I think Bomani reported how I think like 2 years ago when he couldn't get a job, she reported that because he's such a big man that some GMs were intimidated by him, and then she had to walk it back because he thought that she was calling him fat. And so yeah, so it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And I saw the photo too. It doesn't even look scandalous. Like they hugged and then they it looked like they were pulling away from the hug or something like that.
I think it's that they were just by themselves. I think that, and then there is one photo with them holding hands. There is one photo with them holding hands.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one.
All right, guys. So we're coming to the close of our show. Final thoughts, J Money. What you got for me?
I'm super locked into this Trailblazers, Blazers, and Spurs, but I'm excited for this playoff, man. I'm really, really keeping my eye on the Warriors offseason and their movements after the season ends. What the future looks like for Draymond Green, Steve Kerr, Stephen Curry. Because I think two of them are in the final year of their contracts, and so maybe it is time for the end of the legacy. It's the end of an era. It started to become the end of an era when Klay Thompson left, and then they lost the future of their franchise with Jordan Poole. I would say that's the end of until blue in the face. Draymond Green did ruin that. Did ruin that franchise by knocking out one of their best players. But Brendan Podziemski needs to go, needs to get traded. I do not like him. He is not that guy. He's a terrible player. Either cut him or trade him or something. He needs to go away. But the Warriors franchise does need to figure out what are they going to do next for the next 5+ years of their franchise. That's all I got right now. I'm sorry.
All right, Kev, it's on you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be more. We got the NFL draft coming up Thursday, and I'm excited to see what happens. Definitely with that Dexter Lawrence trade happening, that's big. But I'm eager to see kind of what teams do. Are we going to see some big names emerge, or what's going to occur? I think basketball, we're just kind of heating up. We're 2 games in, and it's kind of we're seeing some exciting basketball. We're seeing the underdogs kind of emerge, and I'm excited about that. Who's thinking about baseball? I'm not. But either or, I think it's all about football and all about basketball right now. So I'm eager to see what's gonna go on.
No doubt. So I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet this go around. Nikola Jokic, man, I don't understand the math of how he does what he does, but I just feel like he is second in Shaq. He's probably the most dominant player that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I'm not saying he's the greatest player I've seen in my lifetime, but it's just fact of you roll the ball out there and watch what happens. It's him. I don't understand it. I feel like he doesn't really move, but things just happen. And he knows where everyone's going to be on the court. He can score when he wants to. He doesn't do anything flashy, but then he does a no look behind the back pass. It's just, I don't understand the math with Jokic, but man, I just love watching him work. And I'm happy that playoff Jamal Murray seems to be back this year. So I'm excited to watch the Nuggets. I'm excited to watch Jokic because, look, man, he's a special player. And just as I told Kev last week, I am all about appreciating these players now. I don't care how many rings you got. I want you to entertain me. And he's not super athletic, but that man is entertaining. So.
Yes, sir.
All right. So with that said, another episode of A Tribe Called Switch. We got J Money, Kev from Ohio. And of course, it's me, B More, ran the 3-man weed. One more game for y'all. So thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Don't be a hater your whole life. Peace.